Hi, welcome. I'm Candy Michael from candystampers.com from Powell, Ohio. I'm very, very close to the Columbus Zoo. So that's a good marker to know where I am, just north of the city of Columbus. If you don't have your Stampin' Up! Catalog yet, send me a message and let me know. Make a comment so I can get one out to you and send me your address. All right, today I am super excited to show you some well-known secrets about some of our Stampin' Up! Designer Series paper. Hi, Ida. One of the best secrets is our Magnolia Lane DSP, Designer Series paper. Stampin' Up! Actually has this paper in bulk. And if you purchase it, you get 10 sheets of these designs. Of course, they're double-sided, both beautiful. And you get 10 sheets of this design, and it's called Magnolia Lane Bulk. I do have an item code. It's 152455. And again, that's for the Magnolia Lane Bulk Designer Series paper. Item code 152455. Hi, Amy. Hey, Kelly. So let me show you the rest of the paper if you buy it in the regular pack. So the bulk DSP comes with just these two designs, but again, you get 10 of each one. So you get 20 in that bulk pack, and it's $17. So it'll go a really long way. The other 4 designs, when you purchase the regular Magnolia Lane Designer Series paper, and that's $11.50. That item code is 149484. And if you purchase that, you'll get these 6 pieces. So these 2 will also come in that pack. And it is so pretty. But I'm telling you this because these are all to retire. So my focus today is to let you know all of our Designer Series paper will retire out, and Stampin' Up! Of course, will have some more really awesome double-sided Designer Series paper. So today I want to tell you about this particular pack, and I'm going to show you 2 cards that I made, and then at the end I'm going to show you a few other cards just with some of our Designer Series paper that is also going out. So let me get started with this card. This is a fun fold that flips open. I did do this with my team on one of our, I believe it was our first virtual meeting when the COVID started. But it was just such a pretty card, and I'm sad to see this paper go, so I wanted to share it with all of you. So again, it's a fun fold, and I'm going to show you exactly how I made this card and give you the measurements right here as we do the live. So my first piece to it, and I hope you like how I wrote out all my instructions for you, but what I did was I cut my cardstock at 11 by 4 1/4, and then I actually, well, it's actually cut at 8 1/2 by 4 1/4, and then it was scored at the 5 1/2 mark. This becomes your front piece. I had the whole thing cut out first and then cut it down, but at least you can see the measurements on here. So this, when it folds, becomes your front flap. So let me use my handy dandy bone folder. And that's what the fold will start with. So let me go ahead and show you what I did. I'm going to start with the inside piece. Again, this is one of the pieces that come in the bulk pack and or the regular Magnolia Lane pack. But the bulk pack is a great deal for your money, especially if you're doing bulk cards or maybe a lot of scrapbook pages and you want to make a smaller album with this design in it. Hi, Jennifer, all the way from Pennsylvania. I hope your new house is nice and you're doing well. I'll be out there soon. I'll give you a call. Okay. So here is my back panel, and that's very simply the 4 by 5 1/4 so that it layers inside. And then on my front flap, I'm going to use the pretty paper side up, the flower side up, sorry, the Magnolia. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. I love this Tombow glue. The liquid glue. It's very strong. Will hold anything on. All right, so I'm going to glue this down. And again, this is a really, I love this fold. I think it's so cool. All right, very simply done. The next piece I'm going to do is show you how I did this fold, this fancy little fold here. So I cut my inside piece at 7 inches long, 2.5 inches wide, and I scored it at 3.5. So it'll fold. And I hope you like how I did my measurements because it's going to be covered up with all my pieces. So I thought I'd just write them on here and share it with you. All right, the layer that goes on top is 3¼ by 2¼ and that's my Whisper White piece here. By the way, the base and this piece is my Petal Pink. Hi, Dina White, all the way in Texas. Howdy. And so now I'm going to go ahead and just glue these two together. And you won't even be able to know I had these measurements on here. So we'll glue that down. Of course, sometimes I do like to stamp before I glue just in case. But we are just going to go for it. All right. Now this is kind of funny because normally we want to put everything on this side and then glue it. And so I feel like sometimes this is a little backwards. But this piece will actually get glued in and then sit in the front like so. So let me, hey, all the way from Michigan. Hi, Debbie Green. So on this one, I'm just going to put the glue on the back side of the white paneled piece. And again, you want to be careful not to get too close to the edges because we don't want it to splash out on the sides. But I am simply going to put it down. And it's kind of nice having these lined papers here because I can see if it's straight on my designer paper. So I like that. It came out pretty good, except for I got a little bit of glue. There we go. All right, the next piece I'm going to do is my punch. I want to go ahead and add my punch here to the front. So it's, if you see it, it actually is our tag topper punch, I believe. I know I wrote it down, but it is a punch. And so I just took a piece of 2 inch by 4 inch, and actually I cut it just a tiny bit smaller than the 2 inches, so it fits in there really nicely. And this is the actual tag, the topper punch. So you just slide it into the grooves, punch it out, and you have that cool little tag top on it. You can make it as long as you want, but I just wanted to make it long enough to kind of hang over the side there. So let me do all my stamping and put everything together on the tag, and then we will tie the ribbon and we'll put all of that together. So let's go ahead and stamp hello. That's the choice I made. Okay, so I'm using the Early Espresso ink. This has been such a popular color. It seems like a lot of the designer papers have the Early Espresso in our paper pack. So I'm going to go ahead and line that up. I think you guys can see me here. And stamp hello. Try not to rock my stamp. And again, you just need to lightly tap. You don't need to smash your stamp so we don't get that halo when we're stamping. So as far as the tag goes, that's all we did on here. The next thing I'm going to do is stamp and cut out the Magnolia. Again, using the same ink pad, the Early Espresso. And the name of our stamp set is the Good Morning Magnolia. It's a two-set stamp set, and it's our cling. So it's really nice. I just love the feel of this, and I love all the different sayings in here too. So let me go ahead and get out the flower because I didn't pull that one out yet. So with the flower, I'm simply going to tap my stamp, stamp it, holding onto the stamp, and it gives you that really nice, beautiful magnolia piece there. I am really excited. Actually, when I was pulling out my driveway this morning, we have 2 magnolia trees in the front that are white magnolias, and I just realized they were blooming. So I will have to go home and take some pictures because they're gorgeous flowers. All right, so next I'm going to cut this out. And look how fast I am. Did you guys blink? Because if you blinked, you won't see it. Hi, Dina. So there we go. Cut that out. And then we're going to go ahead and color that in. I love our Stampin' blends. They are the alcohol markers that we have. And we have the brush side. We also have like a pen side that you can write with or also do some coloring with. But I'm going to go ahead and just quickly color these in using the dark petal pink color. And I just love these. They're super quick. Just a little stroke of the pen. And I picture Dina White coloring because I know how much she loves to do that. Okay, so here are the little leaves there. I'm sorry, the flower. These are for the leaves. This one is the light mossy meadow marker. So it's going to be dark, but it's definitely lighter than the other one that I had. And the nice thing about these markers is they don't make our inks bleed. So they won't smear your stamped image, which is a big plus. So I will simply take this. I'm going to pop it up afterwards. I want to go ahead and show you the leaves that we're going to do here. I know you like to color, Dina. All right, so our little leaf, I did cut out 2 of them, stamped and cut out 2 of them. Again, I used the early espresso, so it was nice. It was the same color ink for everything on this project. A light tap, a nice pressure in the center. There we go. And with that being said, I'm going to leave that open. With that being said, I'm going to cut these out and run them through my machine, and presto, done. All right, so I'm going to pop this up with a dimensional. And of course, I did put them right next to me. So on here, I did want to pop it up so it was hanging over a little bit on the edge, but I'm going to go ahead and just eyeball that. I'm going to just put one in the middle and make it work. All right, so just a little pop-up. Now, the one thing I will tell you when I did put this card together is the first time, oops, come back here. The first time I did it and I put the flower on, I hung it over the edge and I thought, oh, that's a really cool look to hang it over the edge. But when I did that and tried to open the card, it wouldn't open. So I had to reposition it. So make sure you pull it over far enough that you're not going to block your piece when you open it. So that was a nice little tip because I had to rip it apart and do it again. All right, let's just go ahead and glue this on. Let me just do it. The nice thing about this glue too is you can move your card a little bit if you need to reposition it. So with this one, I don't want to cover up my little holes for my ribbon. So I want to keep it just like that. Looks pretty straight. And then next I'm just going to slide in my little leaves here that we just cut out super fast. And just a little tuck. And it's funny because they made them both in the same direction, but it worked for me. So let me show you these dies really quickly here. The dies for this stamp set, you get quite a few. So of course this one matches a really big, the big Magnolia. And it's very pretty when you do this. You can make like the front of the entire card with this beautiful Magnolia and color it in. And then we have a lot of the other little pieces that go with it. It's nice that Stampin' Up! Has given us 2 of the leaf dies, which are the same, so that if you're doing several at a time, you can save time by not only having 1 die, but having 2 and then doubling up. And same with the ones that'll actually cut it all the way out. So that was a nice little bonus. They're doing that more and more on our dies, I've noticed, and it really is a big help. All right, we'll do the bow last. So let me go ahead and go stamp on the inside. I did a hello, thinking of you. And what a perfect card to send this time of year with everything that locked down and everything. You might just want to send a hello to somebody, which I know I make a lot of cards, not the best at sending them, but I'm really trying to get better. So that is definitely on my goals for this year. So I used the thinking of you that came in this stamp set. They have hello, thanks. Oh, helps if I put it in the camera. Hello, thanks. Thinking of you. And then a couple other nice little sayings for the inside. But I'm going to use the thinking of you. Just a nice tap. I am stamping it up at the top, so I still have room to sign my name. I love this font. It is just a very, very pretty font. All right, next I will flip-flop that one back. Now we're on to the one we're making. So all we have to do next is add our ribbon, which will be very, very pretty. And that is our polka dot ribbon. I have it hiding here. It is the same ribbon. I feel like I've been using this a lot, but the crinkled seam ribbon is the white. And, well, they're both white, but the more solid. And then this one is the Whisper White polka dot tulle ribbon. So I tend to use this together quite a bit. So I'm just simply going to feed it through. I like to cut my ribbon longer than what I need. I cannot tell you how many times I tried to skimp on my ribbon and not use too much. And then I struggled trying to tie it. And I said, no, it's not worth it. Cut an extra ½ inch or an inch and just make it simple. So we'll feed this in. Don't forget to like, comment, and share, and tag your friends and send them this. Okay, so here we go. How nice is that? Let me cut this down. Cut a little bit of the ribbon off. And finish this card. Sorry about that after I choke here. Okay. I got all choked up. Just knowing you guys are here. Oh, Lord. And there we go. Well, my first one. The knot looked nicer on this one. So there you go. And now you have a really cool fold. You can do this with so many different stamp sets. But my focus today is to show you a cool card, but also to let you know about this secret of getting this bulk paper, this Magnolia Lane bulk paper. It's a great buy. All right, let's move on to my next card. This is another very simple card. Well, the other one wasn't as simple, but this one is very simple. And it will give you, or we're going to be using the same designer series paper that is in the bulk. It's actually the same piece, but we don't use much of it, so you can still get quite a few cards out of this designer paper. So with this piece, I cut my base at 8.5 by 5.5. I'll go ahead and use my little bone folder here. There's my finished one, so I'll leave that sitting there. The stamp set that I used because I wanted to have a different set of words that would fit on the circle, so I'm using the Healing Hugs. Sorry, I can see the light is shining on that. And we're using the Get Well stamp from this one. I just thought it was a perfect saying to fit right inside there. I used our stitched dies and the one circle die and then our regular layering circle dies. The cardstock color is the Mossy Meadow. And let me go ahead and get my designer series paper. So this bottom piece is 4 by 3.25, and the top piece is 4 by 2 inches. These two are just going to simply meet in the middle, and then we'll cover it up with that pink, petal pink piece. So let me go ahead and put this down. La la la. Please don't clog up. Oh, there we go. The nice thing is, if you use it, it won't clog up. So I'm going to give myself a little border and then simply put my glue. Really, I don't need this much glue. It's all for show. Let me go ahead and put this down, get it right in the middle there. Now, I did use a piece of our the petal pink, and I ran it through the Settles folder. Hi, Jody Lawson. And so you can see the Settles folder here, and I'm simply going to cover up my seam. So we'll put a little bit of glue down. Oops. There we go. It's all right, it's hanging over a little bit, but you get it. And then with the Mossy Meadow ink, love this Mossy Meadow ink. It is, I don't know, it's just, I love the dark, go in there, Pad, the dark, that dark green. I just think it's a really cool color. All right, let me switch this around. So with this, I normally tell you to stamp first and then cut out your piece, but for this, it's really easy for me to just go ahead and cut it out and then stamp it. So let's hold on to it in the middle. Oh, I think I need to re-ink that. Let's see. Well, that's a little bit better. So lesson here, everybody, is make sure your ink pads are well inked. It still looks lovely. I'm leaving it. And then we're going to go ahead and glue this down onto my circle that I cut with our layering circle dies. And then this piece will get popped up with my dimensionals. And I like to usually put these on like a triangle. You don't need to use too many because these dimensionals are very sticky. Very, very, very sticky. And with that, I love this card that it's so quick. And then I added a piece of our rhinestones, which I forgot in the drawer, so I'm just going to show you that I added a rhinestone here and just gave it a little bit of bling. And then the inside, you can put any kind of message or stamp a little get well, hope you heal, wishing you a quick and complete recovery, which I am going to stamp that in my ink, even though it's not super inky. I'm still going to stamp it just so I can finish this card. And I will put that in the re-inker bin. So I know to go back and re-ink it. Ta-da! All right, that one's done. So those are 2 simple cards using the Magnolia Lane paper. I want to show you a tip with our cling stamps. So let me show you very quickly on here. So it is a 2 stamp sets because there's so many of them. But I just want to show you very quickly that when they come, you have your labels and you have your stamps. So some of these don't have any labels on them, but I want to show you really quickly how to put them on in case you are not aware. So you just want to peel the backing off, and then I like to leave the label right inside the paper, and there is a split on one side. Makes it very easy to pull that off. Once you do that, I literally just line it up, leaving it in there. It is very sticky, so once it's on there, it's on there. And then you're going to pull it off. And that gives you your label on the back. If I don't have time to put them all on, a lot of times I'll store it, and there is a plastic little sheet here. I will put them in here just so I don't lose them and they're not in my way when I'm constantly opening and closing. So that has just been a great tip that I had learned a long time ago. The other tip I have for you is these rubber pieces. I do keep them, and I peel the backing off because it's just like your stamps. They have that one piece of backing on it. So I like to peel this off, and it's just tacky. It's not super, super sticky, but it's tacky enough. And then I lay it right inside the box. The reason I do this is now my stamps will go back in here. Oh my gosh, they're so sticky. They're sticking everywhere. And then I can put them back into the bin here, my stamp case, and then I'll know if any of them are missing or if I still have it out on the table. And you can always go back and put your labels on later. But the first thing I normally do is pop everything out. And then, like I said, I can go back to putting them together later. So that's just a nice tip. And then they don't flip open when you flip open your box. They don't go flying. So that's Candy's tip for the day. I hope you like that. Give me a thumbs up. Hey, Cindy. Okay. So the next thing is I do have a few cards. I really wanted to talk to you guys about this catalog is ending June 2nd. So we are now going into the final days of ordering. And our designer paper, as most of you all know, is one of the greatest things that Stampin' Up! Has made. Their quality in the paper and the colors are very vibrant, and they all coordinate with our inks and our cardstock. So I just want to give a shout out for some of the other designer papers that we have that are going to be retiring. And so I have a few cards that I wanted to share, just some quick ideas. This is our Best Dressed 6x6, and it comes with the dress up set. It's in our mini catalog. These 3 papers that I'm going to show you are all in the mini catalog. So the Best Dressed is on page 55 of our mini catalog. And again, it's just these colors in that paper pack are so pretty. So that's one of them. I can leave it off to the side here. Whoops. Helps if it's the right side up. By the way, if you want to order, this is my host code. And you can go to my Candy Stamper site, candystampers.com, and you can get to my Stampin' Up! Website from there as well. This one, I love this paper. It's the Birthday Bonanza. Dina, this was the card sample you had made using the sloth, the little sloth stamp. I can't remember the Back on Your Feet, I think it's called. And so I just used the same card design template that Dina had used and just used little scraps of our DSP. But I think this is just the cutest thing ever. And again, the colors are just so vibrant on here. This one will be going out. So all of our DSPs retire. It's very rarely that Stampin' Up! Will keep them in. So I'm assuming they're all on the retired list right now, and I'm assuming that they will be going away. Okay, the last one that I really want to show you. Oh, that Birthday Bonanza is on page 33. And I did check all of these codes right before I went live to make sure I added them into my cart, just to make sure that they are still available, and they are. So the ones I'm talking to you about are still available. Okay. Lastly, I want to show you a few samples using the I had it in my head. Peaceful Poppies paper. It's written down. I just couldn't remember where I put it. The Peaceful Poppies paper, the designer series paper, that's on page 25 again in the mini catalog for you. So this paper is so pretty, and it makes the whole card. It's so simple. Kelly Atchison had made this card for one of our swaps, but I love it. It's just nicely done with a little bit of black around the edging here, but it just pops. Those colors are so pretty. Here's again, these are all pieces of DSP from that same stamp set, or paper pack, sorry, the DSP. This one I needed a more of a masculine card, so I was able to use the backside of one of them. So I didn't want to use all the flowers. I needed a guy card. And then again on this one, this paper is so pretty. You're able to stamp actually right on there because there was quite a bit of the white that was left over. So I'm super excited about these. So make sure you grab the catalog and get some of that DSP before it's gone. So I have another share, and I'm very excited as Marcia put this together. And this is using the designer series paper, the Magnolia Lane designer series paper. So she made me a beautiful, it can be a scrapbook page or it can go in a frame. But this again is all the Magnolia paper. And she did use some of the pieces from the Memory and More card pack. So that's where there's a little sticker pack in that as well. That's a really cool purchase. My girlfriends and I, these are my friends from high school, and we rented a place last September up in Utah near Zion National Park, and we went and hiked through the canyon up there. It was absolutely the most fun thing I have done in years. Got us all outside, and many of us haven't seen each other in like 40 years, so it was pretty awesome. Anyways, I just had to share that. This black piece is a 10 by 10, and the white bordering piece that it's sitting on is a 9 by 9. And then we have all the different pieces on here. If you guys want the measurements, just tell me in the comments, and I will add it to my candystampers.com website when I do my post on that. So hope you like it. I love it. I now have a treasured piece that will be close to my heart forever and ever. So if you need a catalog, let me know. I'm happy to mail you one. And next week, June 3rd, I will be giving you the 411, and it's actually going to be my Stampin' Up! Catalog kickoff, because that's when this catalog goes live and we can start ordering all of this good stuff that's coming very, very soon. I need to know what your favorite DSP is in the Stampin' Up! Catalog, because I've shown you a lot of mine. Now you guys have to show me what your favorite ones are. Okay, lastly, I love to close with a candy, because my name is Candy. I love to show you a candy. So these are Whoppers malt balls. Okay, I'm always telling you that they're my favorites, but this one is also another favorite. So I have a lot of favorite candies. And I have to tell you that during the whole time I've been talking to you, I can smell the chocolate on these, and oh my gosh, I just cannot wait to dive into them. So a quick little tidbit of information. These used to be called Giants. Back in 1939, a company from the Overland Candy Company merged with another company and reintroduced them, calling them malted milk balls. In 1949, they were named Whoppers, which I actually never knew that. I just always called them malted milk balls. And they're now made by the Hershey Company. So yay, Hershey, we love you. So thanks for stopping by. Tune in next week, June 3rd at 4:11, because I'm doing my catalog kickoff and I'll be doing some great giveaways. So I'll see you then, if not before. Have a great day, and thank you for tuning in. Bye. Oh, the pet suite's your favorite, Amy? I love that one too. Thanks, guys. See you soon. Bye.